We're going to move on to Sesame Solar. Thank you very much, Trisha and Adrian, for presenting. So Sesame Solar, without further ado.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm Lauren Flanagan and one of the co-founders of Sesame Solar. We have Namit Janwar on as well, and he'll help with the questions. So we make mobile turnkey solar nanogrids with solutions inside. Our mission is to make solar deployments quick and easy, and it's actually quite difficult to make things simple. Next slide. So if you click on the video there, Yoav, so I'm going to show you one in action. So this is a 20-foot container on a flatbed trailer, so it's mobile. And you see the side walls are deploying, and that's part of our name, Open Sesame. And inside is the solution. In this case, this is a disaster preparation and rapid response office, a command center with communications and Wi-Fi. It can have a variety of other inputs. It has a gas generator inside. And you'll see as we turn around here, and it's sort of stopping, there we go. As we have one operator who can get this going and generating power in less than 15 minutes. One of the key things we're working on in our tech this year is autonomous operations from a software application. We have achieved product market fit with this. We're dual use. We have channel partners who've sold through end customers like Cox and Comcast. We've got it in government use in the Caribbean or the Department of Public Health in an island. You see inside, here's one of the command center offices, HVAC, lots of power. All of this is Lego block components, so it's very scalable to the kind of solutions that we can create inside. So we use this interior space, next slide, to be able to, click the next, to be able to create a turnkey solution, not just power, but powering something of value. There's a huge need, as you know, for solar power. Just last year alone, we had 22 different billion-dollar events, from wildfires to storms, and globally that's getting bigger. Next slide, please. And what the market is today, besides diesel generators, is sort of the typical thing after a disaster, are we're moving to large solar farms and microgrids. There certainly are small scale solutions that don't scale, but the most common solution at DoD and in different government agencies and in remote and emerging markets are teams of people that install and dismantle these solutions. Next slide. So our goal was to make it much easier than all that. Please click on the video. With an all-in-one turnkey solution, and again, Open Sesame, that opens up and can have anything inside. Our moat is we have a utility patent pending. We have manufacturing, art, and trade secrets. But the big moat is making this ubiquitous, a bucket of money to make a leasing or rental or pay-go model so that this solar power is available truly anytime, anywhere. Next slide, please. You'll need to, yeah, there we go. And so it's integrated, the pre-engineered, pre-configured, all the storage, the solar array, the electronics. We're component agnostic. We use best of breed that matches the need. Our sweet spot is anywhere from 10 to about 70 kilowatt hours of solar power. And if we do hybrid, then we can go up to 250 kilowatt hours or more. Thank you. Next slide. So we come in two form factors, a shipping container, as you've seen, 10, 20, 40 feet. Here you're looking at one of the Xfinity crisis response teams for Comcast that our channel partner, 2.5 billion Enersys sold. And they've also sold through to Cox, and there's others pending. Next slide. And those are towable behind a good sized truck. We have also smaller form factors in trailer form and 14 to 18 feet, can be hauled by a smaller truck. And again, see it's turnkey, everything's included. Next slide, please. So where we found product market fit so far is really around off-grid power for emergencies, disaster prep and response. You're looking at some of these examples here. Next slide. And as well with communications, where we provided Wi-Fi, satellite phone, television broadcast, speakers, export power, so that communications can continue in the event of a disaster or emergency. Next slide. And we built a variety of offices. This was hard. Again, making things simple is hard. Lego blocks, think one kit makes a fire station, another a police station, another a rocket ship. Our Lego kits are all the extruded metal and connectors and everything to make all kinds of these. So it's not custom and it's scalable with outsourced partners. And we built everything from medical, commercial, industrial, government type of office applications. Next slide, please. Clean waters is something that this audience might be interested, whether it's water filtration, pumping for agricultural or air to water generation. We've used it for medical, both to have potable water from rainwater capture in island nations. Next slide, please. We have a lot of solutions, so just highlighting a few here. Cold chain solution to secure the food chain. We have a refrigeration partner, walk in. These can be turned into export power as well and married with PAYGO systems. So you have transactions and ability to have OPEX expense matched to the locale. Next slide. And a couple of you mentioned mobility. So we have EV charging from vehicles to last mile mobility to rickshaw, can basically power anything in an all contained solution. Next slide, please. So our advantage versus diesel and some of the others you've seen is it's simple, it can be set up in minutes by one person. We'll soon have software autonomous operations, very little maintenance, very little training required. If it's all solar, there's no added fuel costs. It is open to a variety of inputs as well. And of course, solutions inside that can be secured. Next slide, please.
We're gonna have to wrap this one up, Lauren.
Yeah, we're just about done. So we have experienced team. I'm the visionary strategist, business expert. This is my fifth company I founded. I have 2 small angel funds. Namit, who's on the call, is our energy wizard who's designed all the systems. He's our tech founder. Adam Casefang's our mechanical genius. He can make and build anything, and he's come up with part of the repeatable model. So we've got channel partners, we've got customers, we've raised just under $1 million. We've got government contracts as well as commercial, and we're looking to expand and go big. Thank you for opportunity to present.
Lauren, I'll kick it off. I had a question. What are the unit economics behind this in terms of what it costs you to build this and what the business model looks like, if that's leasing or payback period, or how you think about it?
Sure, great question. So the unit economics, our average system is anywhere from, let's say, 80 to 250,000, let's say 125,000 average. We have a gross margin of 45% after giving a 30% discount to a channel partner. So if an Intersys sells it at 30% off to make enough of money to be of interest to them, we still make 45%. We can get that to 50 in volume. That's because it's very small, low volume manufacture at this time. When you look at the unit economics around a rental or leasing model, especially in the US where you've got solar credits and bonus and rapid depreciation, and getting a payback in, say, let's say 18 to 24 months on the CapEx, and along with a revenue share for people who invest in those dollars, it's a 2.5 to 3x on the money into that inventory. So we're looking at a big pool of money for that. There's another company that does large scale solar power plus natural gas. They raised $300 million from a bucket of funds in Wall Street to be able to provide leasing. They take 9 months to do it. We can be shipping in 30 days, up in 15 minutes, with an average 120,000 per unit cost. So there's payback on the money for the really the big moat, which is make it ubiquitous and frictionless in terms of the payment models. And that, I think, is really the huge win that can happen here.
Thank you.
Can I ask one step further? First of all, great job covering off all the main data points in a very succinct amount of time. You covered what you do, the competition, the use cases. So very good job. Great job on that. The financials, though, going forward, what do you see as the revenue that you can achieve and at what stages? And what's your vision for where you would like to take the company in the end?
Well, we think this solves a huge problem. I mean, we need solar power anytime, anywhere, and being ubiquitous is the win. So ultimately, we want to sell with a very big partner who has the muscle to do that. Intersys Alpha, one of our partners, $2.5 billion global power company, grown by acquisition, is an example of a potential type of partner. So many of our strategic channel partners are potential acquirers that could provide that massive distribution. Probably needs a separate fund of money, kind of Wall Street type of investment money to fund the rental lease model. We're just beginning commercialization. We'll be $1 million, $1.5 million this year, but we expect to quickly be at 50 million. What's the right time to sell? That depends, right? Depends on the offer, who the partner is. Certainly anything that would be the right opportunity for all the stakeholders, we would look at seriously. But this can be a big company. And one of the advantages of being in Michigan and the way we've designed it is we can outsource a lot of the manufacturing. There's tons of flexible manufacturing houses here. And so we designed it with that in mind. So keeping things simple is hard. You have to think about the model. You have to think about the partners, the capital. You have to find the flexible manufacturing. Putting those together is what was hard and what we spent our first 2 years doing before we commercialized.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was excellent.